Hi, guys. Welcome to It Was Never Personal with Yami Wilfred. This is your host, Yami Wilfred. It was never personal. It has always been about laughter, love, music, dance, colors, role playing, balance, awareness, authenticity, not taking the ego too seriously, life too seriously. It is all about realizing that this is a dream, an illusion that we get to co create with a power higher than us. It was therefore never personal. Tune in to get inspired, motivated, and mostly importantly, find ways to love yourself and do so with laughter and joy. I'm here to remind us of that which we once forgot, but like I always say, it was never personal. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really do admire your presence. I hope that you get something from this. So, in today's episode, we'll be talking about confidence. Yes, confidence. So, now, what is confidence? To me, confidence, it all starts with realizing or discovering that I am not my body, I'm not my name, I'm not my gender, I'm not my religion, I ain't my culture or anything I identify with. I am not any labeling that I put on myself. I'm not anything that I have defined myself to be. You know, I am an extension of the power of love, which other people call God. So that is to say that if I'm an extension of the power of love, then I know that I co create with that force, you know, and I can do all that I want as long as I really make sure that I come from a place of love because being a co-creator with God is really, yeah, it really comes with with great power comes great responsibility. So I have to be very responsible enough to make sure that everything or my intentions are really rooted from love. I come from a place of love, you know? I do not come from a place of fear. So to me, confidence is not really about the power. It's not really about having too much money. It's not really being having cars. It's not about the level of success you have, And again, success is, on the topic of success, success I think is something which is between you and your yeah, it's something which is really between you and your ego. Something of that sort, because you can really say, okay, this is what I want. And if you achieve it, then you're successful. But then again, like I'm saying, I don't really derive my confidence from being successful, But don't get me wrong, for sure, being successful, getting my goals accomplished really adds up to my self esteem, not my confidence, because to me, like I'm saying, confidence is just realizing that I'm not my body, I am not my name, I'm not my gender, I'm not my possessions, and I'm not anything which is from the outside. So success is really actually on the external. So I cannot really derive my confidence from something which is without me, but rather confidence is really realizing that, oh, okay, I am already full. I'm already enough, I'm already okay, so I've got this. So then now it's all about realizing that which you already have rather than trying to go outside of yourself and trying to search for it. But when it comes to self esteem, for sure, you can really use success to really gauge on how you see yourself, you know, in terms of like, okay, do I believe in myself? Do I think I can do this and stuff of that sort? But with self confidence, to me, I think it's really just that ability to really allow yourself or allow myself to be an actor, an actress, a role player in this play of life. Because I believe that just like a dream, when you go to sleep and then we have a dream, and then one day I can dream being a fireman, the next day I dream of myself being a teacher, the next day I dream of myself getting married, the next day I dream of myself being involved in a heist, and it's so funny how dreams can really we can have like multiple different dreams in the same night, in the same sleep. So the thing with me is that I really take life as a dream also. I know that is an illusion. I'm just here to really have fun and return to whatever that I return to, which I don't even have any intentions or anticipation of really defining or getting to know much more of that. But I'm just here. I know that I'm here and I'm experiencing this experience. I am that awareness. I am that which is aware of the experience. I'm not the experience, so I cannot really derive my confidence from the experience, because I'm not the experience. I am that which is aware of the experience, you see. So confidence to me is all about that. So if I know that, oh, okay, any that this world is really an illusion, so I wouldn't really try and define myself and limit myself or bound myself to its limits, but rather I'll stay connected to that which is within me, which is unlimited, yes. So being able to really just stay from that point, to really stay connected to my being and being rooted, I get to have this confidence. I get to be able to come off as confident because I'm not scared to really have fun. I'm not scared to try anything out, and don't get me wrong when I say anything, as long as it is really fun, it's loving, it won't hurt me, as long as I don't feel like there's somehow I'm going to hurt myself if I do indulge in it, you see. So that is being confident. And I haven't really restrained myself. Like this year, I've really worked on really not restraining myself on doing what I want to do, especially things that have been labeled as the no-go zone area by the society. Things that we have labeled as bad, you know, so again, I really love it when I see other people or my friends who really do whatever they want to do, getting to play these personas, getting to into this alter egos of theirs and really having fun with it. The thing is that people get too tied up, and especially when somebody sees, for example, if I was to get a tattoo right now, I know that a lot of people will be very, very threatened by it. They would really ask questions. What does it mean? Why did you get it? Do you know that the Bible says this? Oh, this is this, and it's like, guys, I'm not going to limit myself. I know that I'm here to have fun, to experience it. Getting this tattoo doesn't even hurt me. Does it hurt you? No, it doesn't. So why are you all up in my business? But we'll get to that later. So being confident is just me being able to allow myself to do everything. And again, I have to always remind myself that I am loved. I have to always remind myself that I am loved. I have to always remind myself that there are people out there who really love me, as much as other people can crucify me, but there are others who really are there to resurrect or help me resurrect, who are my saviors, my angels. And I'm always trying to find those people because with them, I can be myself. I can be free to be able to just have fun. And then I get to be confident. So that is my definition of confidence, just being able to stay connected to your being, to that place in you which is really unlimited, and every day trying to stay aware that you're an actor or an actress in the play of life. It was never really that deep. Yes. Now, what is the connection between self-esteem, or what is the difference between self-esteem and self-confidence? To me, I feel like, just as I was taught, self esteem is how you really perceive yourself. It is the way in which you really view yourself, you know? And with self esteem, is very different from self confidence to me, because I'm like, okay, my esteem is like how I view myself, the perception I have of myself. And then when it comes to self confidence, is really just really realizing that, oh, I'm actually just full. I'm actually just enough. I'm actually just I'm okay the way that I am. But then if I have the thing is that if I have a lower level of confidence, if I haven't really um if I haven't discovered that part in me which is very unbounded, which is just free to really do whatever that it wants to do. If I don't stay connected to my inner voice, then how I view myself would not be from how I actually, or how life really wants me to pass through it, or how life wants to really pass through me, rather. But it will be on how the external world really wants me to live my life. So then you'll see that with self-esteem, most of the times the way you view yourself has little to do with how you really feel about yourself, but more to do with how other people feel about you, has to do with how you think other people feel about you. So it's really for and something which is really from external. That is why people really get confident or have this inauthentic, inauthentic confidence when they gain power, they gain money, they become rich, they do this, they win, they're superior, because they know that or because it has been such a norm in our culture that if you are successful, if you are rich, if you are this, then you have some sort of like superiority. You can do whatever you want. So people get to really have that ability to do what they want after really meeting the standards of the world, which is okay, you have to be rich because if you have money, then you can buy people, you can buy things. But again, ultimately, we will really all learn that even if you have all the riches in the world, yeah, you can buy some people, but within you, in yourself, you know that you would have that feeling of self betrayal. You will know that you never really did what you wanted to do. That is what. And the thing is that if you really betray yourself, if you block your path, if you really deliberately know that okay, this is not what I want to do, but I guess I have to do it because if I don't do it, then how are they going to think of me? And then it's like, so I have to do it so that they think better of me. That is the only way that I can be confident. you know and then you say it's like, okay, you are seeking validation from the external world. Yeah, but the at the end of the day, the validation that you need is actually just from yourself or from your adult self to your inner child, who may have never felt seen or may have felt rejected or abandoned at the earlier times. So that is that. Self-esteem has to do with how you feel, how you think about yourself, how you view yourself, but confidence just is you being able to really have fun, be a shapeshifter, be able to really transcend the roles and just do what you want as long as you come from a place of love, Yeah. And then again, what I want to talk about right now is the difference between authentic versus inauthentic confidence. With authentic confidence, it is what I was just talking about, really allowing yourself to be an actor or an actress in this play of life, being able to do whatever you want to do as long as you come from a place of love. It has little to do with you being able to stand in front of people and giving a speech without mumbling. No, that's just a small aspect of confidence. But if you are confident, really authentically confident, you'll do whatever you want to do, as long as you know that, okay, I'm creating this from a place of love and I'm rooted from a place of love because I am an extension of the power of love. And anything else other than that is really me detaching from that place, so it becomes inauthentic in a sense. And authenticity, um, with aspect to confidence, is also being able to be vulnerable, to show emotions, to be naked emotionally, firstly with yourself, which means that you have to allow yourself to feel whatever you feel at the present moment. You have to feel whatever emotions that arise through you, and you have to experience them as they appear. You don't really stuff. You don't shelf things up, because you just you they will block that yeah, that willingness of the, or maybe let me say, yeah, they will really block you from actually doing what you want to do. But being vulnerable first with yourself and secondly with other people, and it's funny how I'm saying other people, but I'll say it so that we can understand, because if you are vulnerable with another person, you know the thing is, the ego or the mind will really think, what if they're going to hurt me? What will they think of me? They will think I'm weak. They'll think that they will see my weaknesses, they will see my mistakes and stuff of that sort. But it's power to really be able to really open up to someone who you trust. For sure, you cannot just tell everybody, because not everybody is really uh not everybody has good listening skills. But if you tell someone who you trust, then you know that they will listen to you and there will be less room for judgment. You're being vulnerable with them, your friends, your family members, and you would only be able to do so if you are able to do that with yourself first. So confidence is also, or maybe authentic confidence is just being able to stay vulnerable, you know yeah. And like I was saying, the thing is that the mind thinks that if people see me being emotionally naked, they would think of me as a weak person, as a possessive person, as submissive. They will think of me as weak. They will see my mistakes, and they may even try and use the things that I tell them against me. But at the end of the day, so what if they do that? But you were yourself. You felt it. And you really allowed yourself to be a vessel for consciousness to really flow through you, and you were vulnerable. You did what you had to do. You came from a place of love. Now, whatever that they may do afterwards, whatever they may say, whatever they may, like, whatever happens from after that on the other person's hand, it's really, yeah, it was never personal. It has nothing to do with you, but it has everything to do with them. Now, with inauthentic confidence, I would like to really place this picture. So, when you get into a club or a party scene, you'd realize that people are so, they seem very happy, they seem very excited, vivacious. they're so they're living their moment, and usually they're like, oh, I'm living in the moment. Even at the tours and concerts and stuff of that sort, it's like people are really in the moment. But with x-ray eyes, we get a microscope and really view it with a very high magnifying power, x-ray eyes on the situation. Those people are not really living in the moment. People are not really present, especially right now with phones and social media. You get into this party, there's any celebration, there's a phone. Someone is really videotaping it. And they're not really being present over there, but they're videotaping, smiling, and everything. And then you get into a club, everybody's really dancing, having fun, and stuff of that sort. And then I get to realize, oh, but they're not really present. Why? Because, first of all, they're so intoxicated, whether they took a drug or they took alcohol, way too much for them to really lose their sense of awareness, way too much for them to really lose the ability to read the room and to feel the experience for what it is, not really entering the experience of a party and then use the something which is which will intoxicate you to really leave it, because then now you never really experienced being in a party. you know you just only experienced taking drugs or taking alcohol while at a party. But anyways, like, my point is, first of all, they're not present, and there's a reason why these people are not present. It's because they're running away from something. Well, number one is always emotions, It's always emotions. Life is hard. Life is hard. Life hits hard. So we have those coping mechanisms, which includes going to a party, which includes taking drugs, which includes um taking too much alcohol, because we don't really want to feel it. It's so heavy for us to feel it. And I don't blame them, because we were never really taught these things. We are never really taught about how to really deal with emotions even at school. I thought that if I attend a psychology class, it will be so eye opening, but I'm sorry, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's even at school we are not learned that. So even at home, even we are not even learned. We're not even taught. I mean, yeah, taught to how to really deal with our emotions. So it's not surprising that people really run away from their emotions or use poor coping mechanisms. So, what I'm really driving for is I get into a party and someone is very happy. They seem very excited, they're dancing, they're so loud, they're very, it's like they can talk to everyone. It's really easy for them to really say their opinions. And then it's like, oh, this person is very confident. Look at how they're always dancing. Like, even if they, like, oh, wow, they're so active. But X-ray eyes on the situation, that is not authentic confidence, you know? Because underneath all that happiness, underneath all that hyperactivity, underneath all that um fun craziness thing, it's really a child. It's the child who feels very who feels pain, who feels like life is unfair, who's not really ready to deal with their emotions. It's like a cry for help. So that is that with inauthentic confidence. We have a lot of people who really just come across as they are confident, but when you put x-ray eyes on the situation, you realize that, oh no, be beneath this out loud, outspoken and stuff of that sort is just a person who really feels so, who has always felt so rejected, maybe unseen, who feels the pain, but because now they have been, they don't have the tools to really how to deal with the emotions now. They're just playing this role of being happy. And another way is the conventional confidence, whereby um for right now I know that is very typical for a man to say, I'm really confident being a man, and I'm not going to show my emotions. I'm going to, the boys at school walk with this gangster walk with their pants beneath their bums and stuff of that sort. And it's like, but guys, that's not really confidence. Don't do like that's not confidence at the end of the day. And other guys put on a suit and that, and they're looking good, and they derive their sense of confidence from the external, or from the without. They're not really connected with themselves. Because if a man is not supposed to show emotions, what are we saying? What are we saying? you know yeah, if somebody's not really is supposed to always look so put up and not really allow themselves to make mistakes and learn from their mistakes and be vulnerable, what are we saying? Because that's not authentic confidence. Yes. Now, I'll move on to talk about how I really or how I stay confident without coming off as aggressive. This used to be a very huge matter for me, especially at a young age, because for sure I was really outspoken. I was really, yeah, confident. I was confident from a young age, but then it wasn't really always is because you would meet people and then it's like, but I don't like your personality. I don't like I don't like how you come across. Like, you come across as this and that. And I remember when I was doing my Form 2, I was 14 years old, yes. And this other girl in my class was like saying, Wilfred, you're so uh aggressive. Yeah, that I think that is the word that he said. And I paused for a moment, because I believed what she said. But then my teacher, my class teacher, my moral education teacher said, "Guys, no, 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 no. Don't confuse someone who is confident, who is self-assertive with being aggressive. The thing is that people would always feel threatened. That's a fact. People always feel threatened. And I was really watching this other show, the RuPaul's Drag Race. There was this other young girl. She's 22 years by that time. So Violet is very confident. She's really good at what she's doing, you know? So this um not 22 years old ladies, like that are older than her, they're now really telling her of how much she's so immature. She really comes off as bitter. She's too confident. And me being the viewer, I could tell that these guys were really threatened and they really knew it because at the end of the day, the reunion, they really had to accept it and stuff of that sort. So it's like that even in life. First of all, like I said, you don't have to like everybody, and everybody doesn't have to like you, and you have to be at peace with that, so long as you come from a place of love, so that is what I do. Actually, that is how I balance it all out. If somebody said, okay, but I feel like here you really stepped on me, you really hurt me, I do a self-reflection. I really look at the scene. I go outside myself and I look at myself outside myself, and I'm like, okay, did I really do it? What was the intention? And then if the intention was really from a place of love and I hurt them, then for sure I have to say, oh, forgive me, but that was not what I intended. But then there are other people who really get hurt, even if you really, if even when they were not really involved, you know, uh, just like how other people would say, imagine sitting down with a group of friends and one of your friends are like, I don't like that girl. And mind you, that girl is just the girl who's passing over there or one of their classmates. Like they don't have an altercation. They never really met and sat down and talked. But they are really like, I don't like that girl because she's so loud. She's too forward. She thinks she knows everything. They're being the judge. And if you want to join in, you can become the jury and add on to it. But that shows that you two guys are not really confident. It's just you projecting the lack of confidence you have on yourself, and to be specific, the self loathing that you have onto another person. And you're like, oh, they're too confident, they're overconfident, when you haven't even sat down with that person, or you just see them laugh and you're like, I don't really like how they laugh. Like, look at that laughter. Like, who laughs with their teeth out? Like, really? You're not going to do that. So I always try and come from a place of love, and I have to remind myself that not everybody's going to like me, and I don't have to like everybody. And yeah, what they think about me is really none of my business. So, with that said, does that mean that I'm all around confident? Oh, no. No, 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 no. I'm not confident in other areas, especially the sexual relationship areas. I've never really been um in a relationship. I've never really had an altercation with anybody actually. And the thing is that I have this idea that I cannot be loved. You know, yeah, deep within me, I cannot really allow myself to be chased. Like I get so I get so scared, like if a boy comes up to me, I'm like, oh my God, what is this? You know, and because I'm still working on it, I'm doing the therapy things, and it's still a sensitive issue because I don't know what to do. I don't know how to really change the perception. But what I try and do every day in the morning, yeah, one of the things that I got from the work I'm going through is just to remind myself that I'm enough. I deserve to be loved. I am loved actually, and I love all of me. And the thing is that I have to now love myself before I can expect someone to really give me the love and share the love with them. So I'm not really confident in my sexual relationships. And the other thing is that I'm not really confident with ignorant people. That has to do with why I really don't do a lot. I don't do crowds. Like, I don't spend time around a lot of people. I feel like 15 people is enough, is the maximum. I like taking people fives, fives, two twos. and that's fine for me because I absorb a lot of energy. And if I meet someone who's really ignorant, it's really hard for me to not pay attention on that which they are really doing, like the negativity and stuff of that sort. So I'm really learning on how I can be confident around a lot of people. But the thing is that I can give a very good presentation in front of an audience, you know? Yeah, I've worked at it. I know how to do it. Like, yeah, yeah. But really, seriously speaking, I wouldn't really leave home and go to a party. I don't really go to clubs. I don't even go. Even even the church is really so full of people who are ignorant. So I don't even go to church at this point. But it has less to do with them, but to do with me because it's like I just don't know how to really deal with them, and I want to know how I can really deal with them when I'm getting through it. But at school it's very much easier because you know there's like they're my friends are rooting for me, so even if I have to give a presentation, yeah, I can do it, even though in the morning I'm like, oh, I have to give this presentation. I'm so scared, but I have to remind myself, oh, okay, they are my friends. There's my teacher. There's my lecturer. They love me, so I can do it. I know what I have to do, so I can deliver it. And again, I'm not really um confident with accepting the idea of how academically gifted I am. Like I always hear people telling me that teachers have told me that, lecturers have told me that, my family members have told me that. But if you ask me honestly, do I think that I am really intelligent or I mean, no, I'll say that I'm smart. I will say that I'm just a beginner. I'm really learning how to really go with school. And as much as I really love it, and I feel like I have a very great navigation mechanism around school. I love it. But I always try and keep on pushing myself more. I remember when I told my friend that my friend Favor that I'm looking on how to really up my work ethic at school, and she was like, "What are you talking about? I want to do what you are doing, Wilfred." And I'm like, "Oh no, this has to stop, Wilfred, because you're doing great, but I cannot see it. I cannot see it. And it's hard. It's hard, but yeah, that's just life, I guess. But I'll work on it. So I'm not really confident in that area. So even though I do well, it's like I cannot see that I'm really doing well. If anything, I'm still working on finding the balance between being proud of my success and still feel detached from the success, because I'm so detached from my success. Like I don't even I don't come into a room and say I'm that boy with a CGPA of 4.77. I don't say that. And I wouldn't even talk about it. It's like, okay, done. Okay, thank you, God. But let's do what should we do right now? Because I don't. The fear is that I may try and I may lose it. And I'm so ah yeah, I'm so detached from that thing or that idea. But with that said, again, one thing that I've been really grateful for dealing with or being confident enough to face was to deal with negative emotions. It changed everything, because it is all about balance. We live in a world of polarities. So we have the positive and negative emotions. So me being able to really face the negative emotions and feel them as much as so heavy and so not pleasant, it really changed everything, because right now I feel so light. I can do things and I'm not really afraid of failing. Not really big failures with a capital F, but small failures and stuff of that sort. I'm not scared of making mistakes, rather, I'll say that. But as much as I'm not confident in those areas, I'm also confident in school. Like I said, I really like how I really do my school thing, my work ethic, you know. And I'm so grateful that I really do appreciate and feel confident in my skin, in my appearance and my the roles that I play, everything. Like every time I wake up in the morning, I try and design a caricature. I try and design an avatar, and say, okay, today I'm going to perform as this. And I try and put on my I've been doing this other thing, this new thing of putting on nails. So I would have blue nails, blue t-shirt, blue blue lip balm or lip gloss, and it's so fun. Like every time I get to really stare at my nails, oh my god, like i feel so I feel so grateful, I feel so gifted, I feel my inner child is so happy. I'm experiencing life, I'm having fun with it, I am confident in that aspect. I know it, and it never really ceases off. It never really wears off. Every time I look at my nails, like right now I'm looking at them and I'm like, God, I'm vibrating. My friends know what I mean when I say I'm vibrating. So again, I'm really just confident with that. And because of all the what is it? Oh, because of all the lessons that I've learned from my failures, especially the failures which are with a capital F, you know, now I really face life from its terms. I try and really accept life as it comes. So I'm confident with what is happening right now. I know that I have to do this. I know that I have to be here. I know that it's all happening for me. It's not happening to me. So I'm grateful for it. I'm really and I'm it's so much really it's calming and it helps me relax, and not try and really worry too much about the future or really dwell on the past, but be here and try and just stay aware and be like, okay, I know that I can do it, but whatever that I need right now, God has it in for me here, right now. I need to be here right now. It's not like I have to be somewhere, because if I had to be somewhere else, then I would have been there. But the fact that I'm here right now and I'm doing all of this, I'm a student, I'm this, it's fine. It is fine. And I really love it, you know. Now, practices. Yes, what practices do I use to stay positive or confident? Yes. First of all, I spend a lot of time alone. Yes, I spend a lot of time alone. I think I would say around 70% of the yeah, it's been 70% of the time I spend it alone, and I spend maybe, yeah, just because when I'm alone, I'm really blocking the noise from outside, the BS from people, what people have to say, and I'm sensitive, so I have to do it. And again, I spend time alone so that I can be aware of my thoughts and all these things that are really all these forms of negativity and positivity that are going through in my head, and I just have to stay aware of them. And it's very freeing. I love it. So I always try and create spaces when I'm alone. Yes, but whenever I meet my friends, I try and stay with them. Whenever I get to my family members and stuff of that sort, I try and be present whenever I'm there with them. But again, it's kind of like boring because nowadays we watch the TVs at home and everyone is on their phone. You go to school, you're sitting down with your friends talking and they're on their phones. And then for me, it's like, oh, this is boring. Right now I would have been doing something, because when I'm alone, I know that I dance, I sing, I'm working on my school, I'm working on my other projects, I'm creating the life that I want to create. I'm not on my phone or social media really scrolling and I'm not doing that. But now because I have a podcast and I've created pages, so I get to go there, but I know that is really like maybe 5% of the time, because even during weekends I don't even really go over there. Yes. So again, one other thing that I really try and do is always remember it was never personal. It was never personal, meaning that I am not my past. Whatever that occurred in the past was due to me being detached or separated from that being inside of me, that love which is inside of me. And that was, I missed the mark, you know. But does it define me right now? No, it doesn't. Especially that it's not really occurring right now. It's just occurring as a memory in my mind. So I know that it was never personal. I am not what happened to me or what I did in the past. Because, I mean, I did horrible things also. I did a lot of horrible things, you don't even want to know. But whenever they come, I just have to remind myself, oh, this is just a memory. It's a thought. Okay, bye. And watch it pass through. I don't really add comments on it. I don't add on to it. Just as how I don't really take it personal when somebody says whatever they think about me, whatever they feel about me, especially when it's negative. It was never personal. Whatever you're saying right now is, it won't really derail me from still living the way that I want to feel, because like I said, I know that I come from a place of love. You know, what you say about me has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. And it's one of the challenges I'm facing right now, to really let people to do that, which is like project their own perceptions of themselves, to really project the guilt they feel already onto me and not co opt. So the challenge is not to co opt, the challenge is to stay rooted in love and realize the innocence in them, you know, and still love them and go back and love myself, because if I love them, I love me. The thing is that we are one, but the ego or the mind takes it as if we're separate. There's you and there's me, but in essence, there's only one of us. That is why I'm saying whatever somebody has to say about you has nothing to do with you. It has something to do with them. Yes. So it was never personal. And again, it was never personal in the level of like, I always have to remind myself, I am not what I think I am. I am not what I really have labeled myself as. And it's so nice how I really feel, or this feelings, or this level of capacity of being at peace I have felt ever since I really broke down the definitions of saying, okay, this is me, this is what I want to do, this is, because when I'm doing that, I'm trying to really resist life from happening how it happens. But then, like, uh, I'm just here to have fun. So I'm very confident in that manner too. I'm allowing myself to really be. And self image really plays a very important role, because I have to always view myself in a positive manner. I have to always acknowledge, I have to meet myself with self compassion, with self love. I have to really treat myself like I would treat my partner or treat my friend, my mother. I have to treat myself with that kindness and that love, because if not, then I would not really be able to be confident in myself. I will not be able to stay rooted in that place of love which is within me. And again, presentation matters. How you present yourself, how you present situations, how you present life in totality, it matters. But I'll say simple things as how I walk, how I talk, how I sit, my posture. Those are things that I really do. Simple things that really help me to stay confident. And again, I do read a lot of self-help books. I do pray, yeah, prayer is number one for sure. Helps me to remind myself. It helps me remind myself or remember who I really am, which is an extension of the power that created this, which we call life. Yes. So I'm really confident in those aspects. So that was that with confidence, guys. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you liked it. See you next week. Bye.